All right. Joining us now, emergency room physician in New York City, Dr. Calvin Sun. Dr. Sun is a per diem doctor, which means he picks up shifts in emergency rooms as needed. He's also a blogger with a following on Instagram and has been posting pictures and videos of experiences treating victims of coronavirus. So I guess, first of all, how are you doing navigating? How many shifts are you taking on? And tell us about what you're seeing.
I'm pretty tired, I gotta say. As a per diem doctor, I chose this lifestyle so that I could be more flexible and work however much as I want. And I plan maybe 6 to 11 shifts a month. Usually a full-time physician works 11 shifts a month. I've worked 19 shifts in the last 22 days. And not because I had to, but because it's a calling. Like, I needed to. It was something that I saw my colleagues were suffering from with so many open shifts because my colleagues were calling out sick or being hospitalized or somebody on even life support. And I just didn't feel like I had a choice, because with all these open shifts, these shifts need to be taken so that patients could be seen and taken care of, and to also support my staff at all the emergency rooms around the city so that they feel adequately supported, and to take care of this incredible patient volume that we're seeing that we've never been able to handle like this in recent memory.
And when you talk about patient volume, tell us what you're seeing. What is happening to these patients as they come into the ER? Is there enough space? How are doctors and nurses able to cope with their challenges, their pain?
Like, when you call 911, you expect to be seen immediately. You have an ambulance pick you up at your home and then be taken to the emergency room, where a doctor is supposed to see you quickly because you're arriving by ambulance. Patient volumes are so high that in some hospitals, EMS stretchers and ambulances wait 5 hours in line just to be triaged, which means that you have to wait to be waiting in line to wait in the line to be probably sent to the waiting room, where you might wait another 11 to 12 hours, which I've seen, before you can even go inside the emergency room. And when you go into the emergency room, it's like a giant room of stretchers that's organized like Tetris, where you can't literally move to see a patient 3 feet away. You literally have to leave the emergency room and enter on another exit or entrance just to see another patient. And they're like about 1 feet away from us, doctors, nurses, PAs, and MPs, who are trying to furiously to work as hard as they can, but with patients that are 1 feet away from us, all who are COVID-19 positive, waiting up to 80 hours for a bed before they go upstairs, or some die in the emergency room before they can even get a bed because the hospitals are too full, right? That is our new normal. That is our new reality. And when our colleagues are getting sick, that does a number on our emotional toll. It's going to create PTSD. I mean, a lot of us have that now, where every day, every morning we wake up wondering if we have a fever, like a soldier in war waking up wondering if they got shot. That's our reality right now.
And the president and his top scientists say in the next week and a half, 2 weeks, this is going to get worse, much worse. You were talking about the emotional toll. How does that news sit with you?
It is just jarring to have my own nurses be my patients. I've already intubated a few nurses, and I know some of whom did not make it. And those are the same people that I work with side by side. I mean, we go to, when people fight wars, they do it on, the ones in the trenches do it for one another, our brothers and sisters, and you know, people we fight alongside. Those are the ones we go in. Those are our main reason for going in. And to see them, you know, work with you one day and then become a patient the next day is, you know, it hits more close to home than we could have, you know, wanted to or imagined. And to feel like that we're not having enough and adequate personal protective equipment, whether it's just not enough, or, you know, it's just running into battle without, you know, enough gear, is also emotionally jarring. And then to have those thoughts in the first 5 minutes of a shift, we can't function as well as we want to if we're scared. I have had nurses work with me at the New York City marathon at the finish line, 5,000 patients in 6 hours, no problem. You know, we've done critical care medicine outside this country where we've had to ration care, but we felt we were protected. Those same people who've never blinked an eye are with me right now in New York City, and they're looking to me and they're saying, I'm scared. And these are the teams that I need to lead into battle every day to try to fight this pandemic that we don't know enough about. This virus spreads so quickly, and it kills very, very quickly. People can look good 1 minute, looking great, and talking to us, and the next hour they're dead. That's what we're seeing inside the emergency rooms.
Dr. Sun, it's Willie Geist. Thanks for being on with us this morning, and thanks for all you're doing. We really appreciate this insight from inside those emergency rooms. I've talked to doctors across New York City hospitals, and I've heard varying accounts of personal protective equipment. They'll say, one day we feel good. Okay, we've been bolstered. We got a shipment. We're doing okay. And literally the next day, they're in a crisis because they don't have any. As you've been to different hospitals, have you seen where some places have what they need and others don't, or is it across the board that we're lacking everywhere?
It's across the board that every single emergency room that I go to is missing something that's crucial, right? It doesn't work for me if I just have a mask. I also need protective eyewear. I need some. It's not enough. I just have eyewear. I need a mask, or I need a face shield. I need head-to-toe bunny suits. Some people have more gowns. Some people have more masks. It's different, right? But they're all lacking something uniformly across the board. And to no fault of hospital administrators or our higher ups, people are trying what someone said, patchwork, right? It's patchwork. We're trying to keep up. We had no idea the volume of which we need to switch out gear as quickly as possible, because every patient now has COVID-19 until proven otherwise. And the proper use of gear is to switch it out. They're supposed to be disposable in between patients. But now, just for expediency's sake, because patients come in 10, 20, 30 at a time, we can't switch 10, gowns and protective wear within 5 minutes. We have to keep it on, which is, a infectious control risk, but it's a practical problem too, right? So it's across the board where, like, my personal protective equipment is cobbled together for many different emergency rooms, but they have different things. Like the first 5 minutes of every shift, I usually hear the most common thing I hear is, "Oh, where'd you get that?" And it's usually, hospital X, Y, or Z. Right? And I'm now finally getting by. In week 4, I'm actually having what I feel makes me a little more comfortable, only based on personal donations I've received from loved ones and friends. When I went on my social media, it's like, this is what we got. But look at the standard of care that they're giving healthcare workers in Italy and China, where they look like they're in chemical warfare. With us, we're cobbling together different things, just getting by. And we're doing our best. Everyone's doing their best. Whether it's us on the bottom or people on the top, it's just not enough. We need to feel like we can go into work and not feel like we're lacking at all. We don't have to worry about something else in the back of our mind, let alone our own team members getting sick.
All right, emergency room physician in New York City, Dr. Calvin Sun, thank you so much for all of that, and we wish you the best and hope to see you back here again soon. It is the top of the hour right now, and let's talk more about what's happening in New York State, where in one grim 24-hour stretch, nearly 400 New Yorkers died from the coronavirus. The Empire State's death toll towers at a staggering 1,941.